star shine, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on the Friday night moves. Now they feel me coming like a fourth down blitz. Got them talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit. 'Cause I'm the outlaw of college football. Ain't no stripes can hold me back. I don't need their legacy or no booster money stack. I don't bow to no tradition. Ain't no handshake deals I need.
Woo! Ain't no handshake deals they need tonight. Oklahoma on the road pulls out a huge SEC win. I'm proud of them. You know, the Sooner Nation, along with my Alabama Crimson Tide, the two Crimson Nations have given those old volunteers up there in Tennessee back-to-back Crimson ass whippings. Now, y'all help me here because I'm not sure. I didn't look up the stats or anything, but is this Oklahoma's, what is it, y'all second SEC road win? Y'all did beat Auburn on the Plains last year, right? Is this just your second SEC road win? Sort of an elimination game of sorts, because the loser of this game was done as far as having a chance at the playoffs, in my opinion. It could still happen with all the teams that's losing today, especially all the ACC teams. I mean, the ACC basically screwed themselves today. Georgia Tech lost to NC State, if I'm not mistaken, and Miami lost to SMU on the road. So Miami's now lost 2 games in a weak ACC. But before we get to all this stuff and all this good stuff and this good news regarding the Oklahoma Sooners and their big SEC win that has them squarely in a good spot to possibly make the playoffs. And they could even upset Alabama in a couple of weeks. As you know, last year Alabama came into that game with Oklahoma, a big, huge favorite, and Oklahoma beat them. It's like I said in college football, you just never know who's going to win, man. One week you have a big win over a big-name school, and the next week you're losing to Vanderbilt like Alabama did last year. Well, let's go ahead and get the first batter up tonight. The first batter up tonight was Trevin Ward with a big boomer. And I'll put that Sooner right back at you, Trevin. Because like I said, 2 Crimson Nations, baby, back to back. You know, I didn't think about it when it was happening. Tennessee had to play back-to-back Crimson Nations, didn't they? Who did Tennessee play last week? I wouldn't have. No, I'm wrong. My bad. But it was 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Back-to-back Crimson ass whippings for Tennessee. So, yeah. Let's see who's all up in here. Fred Bagley's already in the house. Calvin Glover. We might have Killer Breeze coming in here in just a second. We already got almost 100 people in here. Also, if y'all don't mind, and I forgot to add Tammy Burton to this list down here. She's in the Gold Club too. Those are people that have donated to the podcast numerous times. As you can see down here, coming across the scroll here, you're sitting second. It's money $ JPC316. The reason why we're doing that for Venmo as well. On Venmo, it's JPC316. And on Cash App, it's money $ JPC316. But the reason why we're having to do that, as I said numerous times, is we got demonetized to December 14th for resharing Charlie Kirk videos. So, yeah, until December 14th, the only way we can get donations to the channel, can't do super chats or any of that anymore, or the memberships until December 14th. But the only way is through those Cash Apps and Venmo. Information at the bottom of the screen. All right. Huffer Billy Paul's in the house. Huffer Billy Paul says those refs need to get under control, though. In almost every game, they're making boneheaded calls routinely. Yeah, Oklahoma was lucky in the fact that Tennessee basically shot themselves in the foot in the first half. Tennessee probably should have been up by a couple of scores. Instead, they were down by 6. They showed the stats at halftime. Tennessee was beating Oklahoma in every single stat. My boy Killer Breeze, who I guess is going to come in here in just a second. Not sure if he's going to be here or not. Make sure you got the invite. Got 103 people in here already. Also, hit that like button. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and share me out to all your friends because we're up in here just about every other day. And it's really fun in here. We don't have as much censorship going on, if you know what I mean. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. Oh, no. There it is. Let me see if he's coming tonight. He's y'all's Oklahoma Roughneck. That's Killer Breeze. Run the ball, says Johnny Fairlane. Run the ball. That's right, because Xavier Robinson was doing really well. But instead of giving the ball back to Xavier, Oklahoma had to make it harrowing by zipping that ball in there a little hard, but it still hit the receiver in the hands. But the guy did tip it out of his hands, so it really might not have been a good throw after all. It was an unnecessary risk at a time where they could have just salted the game away. Also, scoring that touchdown at the end, while they did not come back to haunt Oklahoma, it very well could have. I would have rather won 26-24 than have Tennessee get lucky and recover the onside kick and win 34-33. So, yeah, it's great to put some more points on the board, but you also got to think, is it really worth it? Thunder OU Center's in the house. He's the most attending OU Center fan up in here. Ben Arbuckle needs a quick call. What? He needs a quick call that needs to quit calling what? These stupid plays. Damn, dude, you got me all tongue twisted. That interception in the fourth quarter pissed me off. Probably pissed a lot of Sooners fans off. Yeah, it did. Huffer Billy Paul says there's phantom interference calls every single game. It's across the board. It ain't just Oklahoma. It ain't just Alabama. John Mateer had 159 yards passing and 0 TDs and yet 33 points. Yeah, a lot of turnovers in the game for Tennessee. Tennessee is really going to shoot themselves over this. But I'm telling you right now, even though Tennessee took a third loss, they're not out of it yet. I'm telling you, with the way teams were losing today and catching their second loss, Miami caught their second loss today. A team from the SEC with 3 losses can, in my opinion, still get in. It's going to be hard work, and it's going to take a little luck, but it can happen, and it should have happened last year. Toronto Mango subprime. Never seen you in here before, brother. I can't even talk. I'm so happy. All here stuttering and shit. Got Sooner and Crimson, all that shit coming out of my mouth. Toronto Mango subprime says, what's happening, Outlaw? What's up, Toronto? Never seen you in here before. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Russell Neese says, I was not expecting that. Geez, boomer. X Robinson had 115 yards rushing on 7.2 yard per carry. Exactly, Calvin Glover. And that's why he should have probably continued to get the ball. Hindsight's 2020. I guess you could say that, hey, Oklahoma was trying to catch them off guard and be aggressive and take the win. But sometimes you've got to be a little mindful of being conservative and maybe just trying to get that very lucrative win on the road. To get a win on the road in the SEC is huge. Y'all did South Carolina on the road too, if I'm not mistaken. So, anytime you can get an SEC win, in our little multi-chat that we had going on with Fred Bagley, Killer Breeze, and Calvin Glover, and all those guys, and Huffer Billy Paul, that little chat we had going on, the Oklahoma fans, they just don't seem as happy as they should be sometimes. I've said it in the thing, man, y'all be a little more grateful, man. Any SEC win, whether it's home or on the road, is a big win. Senator J.H. Travels is in the house, plus, minus, whatever that means. Hulu is making a bad impression with their splotchy streaming. I done mine through Hulu as well tonight. Facts Over Feelings says, Facts Over Feelings is in the house. Well, I'm glad you made sure you restated your name and made me say it twice. Levi says the Oklahoma kicker just got drafted. And on that note, let's bring in the Oklahoma Roughneck, the one, the only, the myth, the legend, the Killer.
What's happening?
Breeze, the Killer Breeze.
What's happening?
Hey, big win, brother.
That's
I
a
can't help but
huge
smile, man.
that's a huge win. Doesn't matter whether it was ugly or not. And I mean, the first half was ugly. The second half was listen, that was a good second half, especially the way the offense started running the ball. We ended up running just shy of 200 yards, and that's a huge, huge win. So you never know. Maybe
Sean
this
James.
gives us what we need to play homecoming spoiler. What do you
Yeah.
think, Outlaw?
I was
What do
just
you
talking about
think,
that.
JPC?
I was talking about that earlier. I was like, Oklahoma was a big underdog last year this time of year. And they
Yeah,
not
maybe.
only beat Alabama, they beat them by double digits.
That's
And
right.
then
That's
some.
right.
Sean James says it was an ugly win. See, I love Sean James, but man, come on. Y'all got to be happy with winning a game in the SEC on the road against a
Now
top
listen,
tier team. Tennessee's a top tier team, too. This ain't South Carolina. This is Tennessee.
that is a huge win. That's a huge win because now it makes 9-3 realistic. You know, you got 3 games left. Obviously, LSU is wounded. Obviously, Missouri is wounded. So, even if you lose to Alabama on the road, you still have a good chance of winning your last 2. And if you finish 9-3, I think any smart Sooner fan at the beginning of the year, if you would have been offered 9-3 with this schedule, you'd have taken it. So it's a huge win, man. It's a huge win. And it was a good win. The offense was effective in the second half. The defense played well. I mean, listen, that's what it's like winning in the SEC. Your defense, even when it is very good, does not always shut down every offense to where they barely score. It happens. And Heupel is a good coach, offensive coach, and Tennessee, can move the ball.
Yeah,
But you still got the win,
They put 20 points on us.
Yeah, listen. You held them to under 28 and you scored over 30. That's the formula. That's to every game. You hold the opponent under 28, you score over 30. I mean, we should be able to do that. But our offense has just not been effective. I mean, I think this is the first time we've scored over 30 points in the last 2 seasons, dude, or something like that. It's some crazy. Someone in the chat, help me out there. This is the first time we scored over 30 points in how long?
There's one point I'd like to make that maybe a lot of people ain't thinking about. Tennessee for the second time this year when they're playing Crimson teams, by the way, have a pick right before halftime that leads to a score.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Alabama did it to them and really jabbed them with a touchdown, pick six, 99 yards. Then y'all took a pick. Y'all took a pick and made it into a field goal. Without that field goal, it probably changes the complexion of the game there in the fourth quarter. Instead of being up 26, instead of being up 26 to 24 right there, y'all only up 24 to 23. So those two picks at the end of each half in those 2 games have screwed Tennessee, in my opinion, out of 2 wins.
Yeah, well, I mean, and listen, that just goes to show you how important getting turnovers is in the SEC as well. And Oklahoma, through most of the season, has not been good at forcing turnovers for whatever reason. With as good of a defensive unit that they've got, they haven't been great at causing turnovers. And today, it was different.
You got to give me my kudos real quick. Remember at halftime, me and you had a conversation. You remember that conversation? I told you, I was like, man, he's like, man, we're going to get our ass handed to us in the second half because they're just running down the field on us in the first half. And I'm like, yeah, but man, sometimes if you keep a team around like that, and not only they'll keep them around, y'all were leading. Then, in the second half, Oklahoma might start clicking a little bit. They may feel a little relieved and things may start clicking a little bit. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but you have to understand, man. This is a big game because this is a game where BV proved he could actually pull out a win like this. I mean, we've had a lot of games in the SEC, believe it or not, over the last 2 years. If you actually go back and look where we've where we played well enough to win and we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't, especially some games where we had the lead. And that's why this game is a big deal, because they they were able to finish a game, finish with a lead. First of all, they were able to come back. They showed a stat early in the game where when Venables is trailing after one quarter, after the first quarter, he's 1-8. He was 1-8, so now he's 2-8. And Tennessee, Heupel was like, when he was winning after the first quarter, he was like, it was some kind of crazy number, like 20 plus wins to single digit losses. So they came back, they got a lead, and they held it and finished it. They tried to give it away at the end. Look, the penalties. See, stuff like that is what bums me out a little bit, because I would like to be even more happy about this win, but the penalties, man, like that's a real problem. We have a real problem with.
At least y'all have a problem with turnovers like Tennessee.
Yeah, well.
And I know this is going to sound greedy of me and sound a little ass backwards because I'm an Alabama fan, but I'm almost willing to hope that Alabama loses another game so we can get a home game in December. Because for me, that helps me. I live here in Tuscaloosa. It helps the local economy. And, I do Uber driving. And the students leave during December because it's the holidays. But if we have a playoff game here, then I'm making money. So if we're going to lose another game, I wouldn't mind losing another game if it were to Oklahoma. Now, the rest of them, I don't want to lose to. I don't want to lose to LSU. I don't want to lose to Auburn.
Well, on behalf of Sooner Nation, allow me to kindly accept your offer of taking the win. We'll take that. If you want to give that to us, we will gladly take it.
I'm just like Lane Kiffin. I don't want to go to the SEC title game, man. It's a hindrance to me. It's a chance for your players to get injured, like Carson Beck last year.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is, and I can't imagine now that we're going to nine SEC games, which is going to be tough. How much longer are these conference championship games going to really be a thing? Like, it's not beneficial to any conference to potentially hurt players on your best teams that would make the conference championship. So, and now with the 12 team playoff, which is obviously going to get expanded, I'm sure, to 16. It's got to be coming. I just can't imagine the conference championship games are going to be around for a whole lot longer. What do you think?
I hope they're not. If they're going to expand the playoff and that's another extra game, then you shouldn't be missing the money from the playoff game. You've got an extra playoff game, I would think, right? Kenneth Qualls says, come on, we just went on the road and beat the number 2 offense in the country in their house. Who gives a flying F if it was pretty? Boom.
I agree.
Russell Lee says, everybody send money to the Outlaws so Bama won't lose.
I agree there too. Sooner Man 94 feels pretty good. He's saying Oklahoma wins the SEC or finishes second or third in the conference. And if that's the case, then we should make the playoff, right?
Yeah, y'all should make the playoff. I was telling them earlier, Tennessee might have got a third loss and everybody automatically assumes they're out of the playoff picture. But I don't agree with that because you got these lesser conferences like Miami catching a second loss. And this year they're supposed to be more focused on strength of schedule because last year the SEC should have got a 3-loss team in over SMU.
Yeah.
Whether it be Alabama, Ole Miss, or South Carolina. One of those 3 should have got in my opinion.
It's just going to be real interesting to see, like, with Oklahoma's schedule, with Missouri and LSU kind of getting wounded towards the end, with Missouri losing their quarterback and LSU just being in shambles. Do people still look at Oklahoma's schedule as being as hard as it once was?
Big win. I think this win right here sealed Brent Venables' job. He's got this job at least for another year. I don't think he's. I think he could probably lose out the rest of the way and still keep his job after that big win in Tennessee.
Well, yeah, he'd be 7-5. You could look at it as an improvement. And then the other thing too is you really got to ask yourself this question: Even if worst case scenario now is 7-5, that's a guarantee. He cannot have a
Well,
losing season, right? So
I sort of take that back. I forgot that would be Missouri and LSU, and they're in shambles. So losing to those two would be unacceptable.
Well, the thing that would really make it unacceptable would be that they would be at home. But let's just go back to what we were saying. I mean, truly, think about this. Even if they lose the rest of the way and lose the last two to Missouri and LSU, at that point, considering how many teams are looking for a head coach, do you want to fire BV at 7-5 and compete with a dozen other schools, some of them big names for a coach? That's that's a legit thing to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I think they could afford to lose to Alabama, and I think they need to beat Missouri and LSU. And if one of those does sneak up on, like Missouri, would be a little more acceptable to me because Missouri they had an injured quarterback and they still got a decent team, but LSU's in shambles. So I don't know, man, about LSU right now. They've been firing everybody. They ain't just fired the coach; they fired their damn offensive coordinator. Then they fired their AD.
well, dude,
Damn.
that's all because of the governor, Jeff Landry, and I know Jeff. Jeff is a jackass. He's got an agenda. And
I think that shit was funny, man. I thought it was pretty cool what he did. I was just like, holy shit! But people getting wild blowback, but he wasn't even really talking about that. People like he should stay out of this and concentrate on politics. But he was just doing his press conference, and the reporter asked the question. He didn't bring it up.
Yeah, but dude, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that he's absolutely doing this. And it's a horrible look for LSU. If you're a coach, why would you want to go put up with that? It's just reinforcing the stereotypes of the good old boy, the smoke-filled rooms, back rooms with the handshake deals. It's just like under the table handshake deals, and it's just a horrible look. To say nothing of the fact that Scott Woodward was a pretty good AD, man. The Brian Kelly thing, okay, that was a miss, but he also hired Jay Johnson, their baseball coach, which has won 2 national championships out of the last 3 years. He also hired Kim Mulkey, who won a national championship already in her first couple of years at LSU. I mean, he was a pretty good AD. He was a Louisiana boy and loves LSU. So I don't know that it's a good thing. And the governor getting in there and
the problem I have with Scott Woodward is the big buyouts that he's saddled these universities with. Texas A&M was the first one, and then he done the same shit to LSU. They need to quit these damn large buyouts. Somebody needs to start standing up to these coaches. They're too afraid to do that because they're afraid they'll lose a good coach, somebody else. So they're willing to do the buyouts, man. It's just that somebody's got to stand up. Sort of like with the Tennessee Nico Amaleva shit. Someone needs to put their foot down, man. Stand up to these players and these coaches. I mean, they're just robbing us.
Well, I agree, but the problem is it's never going to happen unless you get everyone in to agree to do it first, because no one's gonna go handicap themselves like that if everybody else isn't going to do it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. And you just they got to get together and have a meeting about it or something. Let me plug my shit real quick in case we got some new people in here.
Plug it up.
Yeah, we no longer can get donations in the super chats or do the Outlaw Posse memberships because they demonetized my channel till December 14th because I reshared what, Killer Breeze? What did I reshare that pissed him off?
Charlie Kirk videos.
Charlie Kirk videos. Can you believe that?
It's ridiculous.
So they demonetized me December 14th. So the only way I can get donation now is through Cash App, money $sign JPC316, or on Venmo under JPC316. All right, brother.
Hook JPC up, man. Help the outlaw out.
Curb that censorship. Let's show them they don't need the monetization. They're little mealy mouth monetization where they're only paying me $300 or $400 a month anyway.
Hey, Huffer Billy Paul. It looks like we got a Clemson fan. There's another Clemson fan. Who is it? Rich that's normally in here. That's a Clemson
That's Rich. Fan? That's Rich Huffman.
Oh, that is Rich?
That's Rich. That's his name on YouTube.
Oh,
that's
nice.
That's Rich Huffman.
Nice. So, Rich, what I didn't see, what was I couldn't believe when I was watching that game. I really, for the first time, I started feeling bad for Dabo. And when I saw them score and go up 45-38, I was like, okay, it looks like they're gonna win. So I stopped watching, and then I was scrolling through the ESPN app, and I saw 46-45. I'm like, what happened? Yeah. And they went for 2.
They went for 2, man. I don't even think it was an overtime yet.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was just it was like, I think, and it wasn't the very end of the game. I think there was like 40 seconds left, maybe, when they got the 2-point conversion, something like that. But dude, Dabo must be devastated. Rich, talk to me, man. How like, what is going on? What are Clemson fans talking about when it comes to Dabo? Is Dabo legitimately on the hot seat now? Is this because I think this puts y'all at 3-6, right?
I'll tell you who is on the hot seat now. That's Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze in Auburn. Shit the bed at Auburn to Kentucky. The worst team in the SEC. 10-3. They can only put up 3 points.
Wait. They were playing at home against Kentucky.
Yeah, and lost 10-3.
Wow, 10-3. Now, was that with Jackson Arnold or was that with the other quarterback?
They were switching them in and out, which was a mistake. I think they should have just went with one quarterback or tried to at least go with one for one half and one in the second half. But switching them in and out like that, that's always a recipe for disaster to me. Now, David Orwig brings something up that I brought up in the chat, and I noticed it a couple of times, actually. He said, did y'all see when they tried to stop the freaking clock at 44 seconds when it should have been running? I seen that a couple of times. I mentioned it in the chat where the clock just stopped.
I didn't notice.
I don't know, man. I've noticed it. I've actually noticed it in other games, too, man. It's like when they go out of bounds or something, it's like they forget that the rule is now that a first down does not stop the clock, not until after the 2-minute mark. After the 2-minute mark, it stops the clock. But before the 2-minute mark, you're supposed to keep running the clock. Right?
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
And here's your boy. Steve Lees is in the house. Got him a pack of Skittles and probably rope sucking for celebration tonight. Steve Lees, get that rope out of your mouth. Brent Venables isn't getting fired. One, because Oklahoma is going to beat Alabama, mid-poo, and LSU. They might just do it. I mean, it's college football, man. Anything can happen.
Anything is possible, man. I think one of the crazy things is that college football is now really starting to become so much like the NFL in so many ways. And one of those ways is that it really is a week-to-week. It's a week-to-week league now. With the way Oklahoma lost last week, you'd have thought there's no chance in hell. I mean, nobody was picking Oklahoma. I was looking all the polls online. It was roughly about 65%, 70% picking Tennessee to win. And rightfully so, by the way. Oklahoma going on the road, playing at night. And yet they not only they win the game, they win the game fairly convincingly. You know, you can call it ugly all you want, but it was a convincing win. And you know, here they are now 7-2, and they have a legit chance at the playoff. I mean, they really do.
You know, legitimately, mathematically speaking, Texas is still in it too.
Yeah, they are.
And they almost shit the bed today, by the way.
Yeah, they almost did.
34-10, and Vanderbilt had that onside kick recovered, but the ball squeaked out of bounds because it was so wet and it was raining like hell. or Texas loses a 24-point lead, in my opinion, to Vanderbilt. That would have been epic.
I could be wrong. Maybe Texas wins out, but I would between Georgia and A&M. I feel like they lose at least one of those games, probably both. You know, but who knows? We'll see. 3 games left. Who's the third game that they've got? They've got Georgia, A&M, and who else?
Georgia, A&M, and
let's see. Let me see.
Huffer Billy Paul responds to your comments about Clemson. He says that referee call was bullshit at the end. It was a defensive pass interference call on Clemson that allowed Duke to end up getting that touchdown, I think, that ended up winning the game for them. Clemson was called for a pass interference there at the goal line or something, and it cost Clemson the game. But, you know, that's everybody, man. I mean, I'd like to say it's just my team. Alabama gets targeted, but it's Oklahoma, it's Clemson. It's everybody, man. It's Slippery Rock. Everybody. The damn referees suck. All of them.
It's bad. They're terrible. They're terrible across the board, man. They really are. It's league wide. It's actually across the country, but it is particularly bad in the SEC. I mean, it's as bad as anywhere else here. Maybe worse. I don't know. It's pretty bad.
Time to fire Dabo's ass. Thunder OU Sooner says.
Well, Thunder says the bright side is Oklahoma fans can relax and unwind this week, and that's a fact. You know, it's been so stressful as an OU fan to finally have a little breathing room and not have to worry about it just all being doom and gloom every time you get on YouTube or get online. That's nice. That's a good feeling. I like this feeling. It's been a while since I felt like this as an OU fan. It's nice.
A big win. It's a win against it's a win against a valid top 10 to 15 team too.
Yeah.
You know, South Carolina, it's hard to feel good about that win. But same thing with Alabama. I know Ole Miss handed them their ass today. So
yeah.
Lane Kiffin may not get his wish. Lane Kiffin may end up in that SEC title game. He likes it or not.
Oh, I think there's I'd be surprised if they don't play in the title game. That with their schedule.
Florida basically give that game to Georgia today. All they had to do was convert a 4th down and 1, and they'd probably win that game against Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zach Burton said he liked those Mickey Mouse outfits that Tennessee was wearing. It looked like some kind of candy corn or some shit, man. It looked like Halloween costumes for real.
By the way, did you hear that there's a little bit of talk about Urban going back to Florida?
Yeah, I heard that shit the other day.
What do you think about that?
Y'all didn't learn your lesson the last time? I mean, yeah, he won y'all a couple of national titles, but at the end, he was going 6-7, and that's shit.
I'm curious, if we have any Gator fans in the chat?
That crazy anime gamer.
I would love to know. Maybe they're so desperate for the good times to be back again. Maybe they jump all over Urban. I mean,
just rehire Steve Spurrier. You don't do that shit.
Hey, I would love that. I would love Steve Spurrier to be back.
What's Steve Spurrier now? 85 years old or some shit?
Yeah, he's old as hell, but he's still funny. He's still funny. You know damn good and well you would love you. It would be great to have him back in the smarting off to the camera.
Speaking of Nebraska, he brings up Nebraska too. Says Nebraska and Tennessee were wearing Mickey Mouse outfits. I didn't see that game, but I saw where Nebraska was up, and then they end up letting USC come back and beat them. Damn, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Where's Larry Trowicki, man? What the hell, Larry?
Where's Trowicki at, man?
We had the damn Skittle shitters on the damn – man, we could have got Lincoln Riley fired this week probably.
Where is Trowicki? He's got to be his corn can't be too happy. Can't be too happy today. They should have won that game too. I mean, USC got lucky. USC got lucky. I'm gonna have to check out and see what USC Jay says about his Trojans.
I might have to go back and watch the replay of some of these games. There were some games I didn't get to see the ending of, like that Duke and Clemson game. I'd like to see that defensive pass interference everybody's been telling me about that wasn't legit. But AB versus the World said the Vanderbilt player knocked it out of the other player's hand. Yeah, but it was wet as hell, too. The damn ball was wet as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that, Donald. Piss on Tebow. That's correct. That's the appropriate stance to take. The Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champions, Thunder. That's correct also.
Jesus, man. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate Los Angeles. I hate California. Anything from that state, man. I hope they freaking lose.
Well, it's just so crazy, man, because, again, they just, like, they're just the, they're what the Yankees were back in the 90s, and they're just outspending everyone. I mean, that's what they're doing. It's kind of boring, They just pick off the best players from the teams all around the league and put together basically an all-star team.
They got the most blah helmets in the sport, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want Canada to win it either, so I mean that is right. I never want Canada to win it.
Let me tell you how much I hate California. I'd like to see Russia win that shit. They could bring the damn Nagasaki egg rolls over here from damn Japan. And they
Okinawa A&M wontons, baby.
That's right. That's another one. The Bangkok cop blockers. Y'all can bring an Asian team over here. I just don't want anything from California. California's not a part of the United States. They need to secede from the Union.
The best pitchers, the best players all over the field, man. Not just the best pitchers. The best, Mookie Betts was arguably the best. I mean, I don't think Mookie's there anymore. Is Mookie still playing for the Dodgers? He might still be there. Mookie Betts was the best player in the league playing for Boston. The next thing you know, he's playing for the Dodgers, winning championships with the Dodgers. Freddie, oh God, what's Freddie's last name? He played first base for Atlanta for like 10 years. And then, he was the best first baseman in the league, or arguably the best. Next thing you know, he's playing for the Dodgers. It sucks. Shohei Ohtani was, unbelievable story, two-way player out of playing for one of their competing, rivals, in-state rivals. And next thing you know, he's signing with the Dodgers.
So
it sucks.
So who's your interim coach at LSU right now?
You know what? I'm not even sure. Hold on, I can tell you.
Fire everybody. They're gonna call you up, man. They're gonna get you to coach the damn game.
No, the LSU interim coach is
introducing LSU's interim coach, George Contupis.
Frank Wilson.
Drake Wilson.
Frank Wilson.
Oh, I thought it was Drake, like from Josh and Drake from Nickelodeon or some shit. The only reason I know that shit is because my kids used to watch that shit all the time.
That's funny.
Frank Wilson.
I didn't even know.
We've seen a lot of these teams get up when their coach get fired. You think LSU can get up and upset Alabama and Tuscaloosa?
Do I think Oklahoma can upset Alabama?
No,
I mean,
LSU.
No.
No, I would say they might have a chance to, how teams get up when their coach gets dismissed and they sort of, what's the phrase they use for it?
For what?
When you rally the troops, so to speak. I guess that could be it. You rally the troops and you rally around each other when your coach gets fired. But here's the thing that's sort of different from that. It wasn't just a coach. It was the offensive coordinator and the athletic director, man. Everybody's getting fired. I done a video about it. And I guess LSU people next thing you know, y'all going to fire the gynecologist down there.
There's also a ton of drama surrounding all of it too. So it's very distracting, on multiple levels. So yeah, the football team is in shambles right now.
Well, I
It's
hope they
going to
just don't
be.
get fired up for us and come and
I
mess our
don't
food up.
know. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. LSU probably loses out, the rest of the way, and which is crazy, but that's probably what's going to happen.
Let me apologize, Russell Neese. I'm sorry, brother. I didn't know you lived in California. Now I take it back because I have noticed that when I was watching the election, that a lot of the counties outside the big cities in California were more conservative. So it's really just the big cities like San Francisco
Oh,
and Los
absolutely.
Angeles and Oakland and cities like that are what's keeping that state in turmoil. It's not fair for me to just brand the entire state of California. I apologize, Russell.
Absolutely. When you look at a heat map of red and blue, like the red vote, like even in a state like California, it's mostly red, but it's just blue in the big cities, you know. And somehow unfortunately they just run it into the ground. They just run the state into the ground, man. It's got to be frustrating for the people that live there.
Yeah,
It
the
really.
people that are normal, that don't live in Los Angeles or San Francisco where they're shitting in the streets and hanging out on a trashy beach, watching transgender volleyball instead of going to the football game because USC can't even sell out conference games.
Well, dude, imagine how upset you would be if in your hometown you had to step over feces and drug paraphernalia, dirty needles, and then also crazy people walking around, that are scary, dude. I mean, a lot of them are it's you got to be that they'll get violent real quick, and you got to be on your toes. So, just imagine how pissed you would be if that all of a sudden was all around you. I mean, it's a complete betrayal of the government to its citizens that it should never be allowed.
Luckily for my state, Alabama, the big cities here are not big enough to affect us like that. Birmingham, just an hour up the road from me, is sort of like a mini version of San Francisco, man.
Yeah.
It's just stupid, man. And I'm not even a Republican, man. It's just that they make it so easy to vote for the other side because they do so much stupid shit that's just obvious stuff that you shouldn't do. I mean, it's just stuff that's
Well,
normal. I mean, you don't allow an 8-year-old kid to make a decision to chop his penis off. You just don't do shit like that. You don't allow an 8-year-old kid to decide to snort cocaine, do you?
no. No, you don't let them get tattoos, so you shouldn't let them cut their body parts off. I mean, listen, to be fair, both parties are miserable failures. Neither one of them are looking out for the citizens. They're just not. They are infiltrated by corrupt people that are just looking to line their own pockets and increase their own power, and that's it. They're not worried about you at all. And you can even see it with Trump. I think Trump wants to do more, but man, it's just like there's only so much he can do. I just think it's so far gone. I don't know if you can really fix it. I think the
You
things
just
you
want
need to do
reset,
to
bro.
fix it.
Just need a
Huh?
reset button.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The things you need to do to fix it are extreme. And I don't know if anyone's ever going to have the Constitution to get it done, ironically. No pun intended.
So let's fast forward a little bit because you sort of touched on it. Let's say Alabama beats LSU. They don't get motivated and pull the rallying of the troops kind of thing behind Frank Wilson or whatever his name is. And Alabama beats LSU and we're healthy. What do you think it's going to take for Oklahoma to pull another upset?
Well,
I won't know, so I can
they,
tell
they
Alabama.
have to be able they have to run the ball. They have to be able to run the ball.
That can happen. Our run defense is very suspect. So if they get smart and give that ball to your boy. You was calling for him. I got to give you credit. You've been calling for him all year.
Yeah.
They'll just give the ball to X a little bit more. They can beat Alabama.
Well, that's the thing. They have to run, because the thing is, and you saw it tonight, even Mateer's running success, I would attribute largely to X's success running the ball. It just opens everything up, man. And so if they can run the ball against Alabama, and if they can make Alabama one-dimensional somehow, maybe if they can stop the run against Alabama effectively, or I seems like it'd be a tough task to ask him to be able to shut Ty Simpson down the way he's been playing. So if they can potentially stop the run against Alabama and try to make them one-dimensional, then maybe they have a fighter's chance, a puncher's chance. It's going to be tough, though, man. It's a tough ask.
If Ben Arbuckle, I think Ben Arbuckle is one of those guys like you. I think you sort of alluded to it. He's sort of like Lincoln Riley in the fact that he'll run the ball ever so often, but he just gets this thing in him that's like, man, I just got to prove that I can pass this damn ball. I don't give a shit if we have run for 250 yards in the first half. I'm going to pass this damn ball.
Yeah, there's something. It's almost like they get caught up in this world where they think it's a bad thing if the other side knows that what you're about to do. Like sometimes, man, that's what makes you a champion is when you can line up the ball and the other side knows you're about to run it, and you still line up and you run the ball down their throat anyway. You have to be able to do that.
Make them stop it before you go away from it.
Absolutely. I mean, but the thing is, with a guy like X, he always falls forward. So he's always getting a couple of yards, period. And so you run him, if you run him on first down and they shut him down and he only gets 2 yards, you're not that far off schedule. You're trying to get at least 4 yards on first down. You got half of that. You're manageable to where you do a little bit better than average on second down, and you're right where you need to be at third and short, But the likelihood is if you just keep feeding him the ball, like a lot of good running backs, he certainly gets better when he gets into a rhythm. But he's patient, he waits for holes to open up, and he's also, he's able to run through trash and still get, and make people miss. And man, it seemed like for the last, couple of years, I mean, Eric Gray is the last good running back we had that can make players miss. It just seems like our running backs for the last few years are like one cut at best, and most of the time they just run right into the defenders and go down.
Who made that run there at the end where he laid down at the 1 yard line? Was that X?
Yes.
That was X Robinson?
Yes. He also broke a 65-yard run last week too.
Well, that makes your point though right there, because that late in the game, the run's coming.
Yeah.
But you couldn't stop it.
Right.
And that basically won the game right there. They knew the run was coming, and he still broke it.
Right. So, and you know how it is, dude. The more effective you can be with the run, your passing game just benefits from it in spades. If you can just keep running it down their throat, even when they know that you're about to run the ball, and you just keep running and you just keep running and you just keep running. Now, when you hit that play action, they bite hard and you're wide open. All of a sudden, they have to respect the run enough to where it really has a profound effect on your ability to pass the ball. And, so that's what they got to do. Now, here's the thing. We're lucky because those two, if you think about this, we got 3 players on our line are freshmen, 2 true freshmen and a redshirt freshman on that line. And luckily, the 2 true freshmen are playing tackle, and they're actually doing pretty well considering. So, maybe they found something. I saw some nice holes tonight, watching the game, and so maybe they're they're getting better. And if they can keep running the ball, then with that kind of defense that they've got, then they have a puncher's chance probably against most people.
So I'm bringing up some final scores for you. Arizona just beat the shit out of Colorado in con time. He can't con us anymore, man. He done got blown out twice. This is the second time he's got blown out. He's a con man. We've been caught the whole time. He's going to get his ass. I don't know if he'll get fired because Colorado's so damn liberal that they probably won't pull the plug on him. But you think con time's done? I do.
Yeah, he's starting to lose. He's starting to lose even the support of some of his people. Former NFL players that were all supporting him and all over his jock are now starting to say, question his ability to coach, and they're all saying the same thing. Now that his sons aren't there, there's no reason for him to be there. There is some talk about him maybe taking the TCU coaching job, but I don't know that job is coming available because just that he's from the Dallas area. So,
the way he's blowing it up at Colorado, I don't think anybody should touch him.
I don't know how real that TCU thing is anyway. The theory is that that's where he's from, so he'd be better at recruiting and all that kind of stuff. But
he'd be better off back in the HBCU.
No, I don't think he's going to keep coaching, man. I don't think his health is good. I think his health is pretty bad. I think he's got some bigger health issues than most people realize or that he's been public about.
That's right.
And so I just can't imagine that he's going to just why do it? Just why go through that, at this stage especially if your health isn't good. And he's not a good coach, man.
Well, Ole Miss wins again. They're 8-1. So as long as they keep winning, I think that lessens the chances that Lane Kiffin's going to LSU or Florida.
Yeah, man, I think there's a good chance that the title game is going to be a Bama Ole Miss title game. I mean, I feel like, or maybe A&M gets in there too. Is maybe I'm forgetting about A&M, but it seems like between those three teams that two of those three are going to be your SEC championship.
Well, mathematically speaking, Texas and Oklahoma could actually play each other again. In the SEC title game, mathematically.
Yeah, it would have to. Yeah, it would be some crazy things would have to happen for that to take place.
Georgia Tech lost 48-36 to NC State, so they're no longer undefeated.
I saw that.
The ACC had a bad day. Miami lost to SMU as well. Just going down those scores. Florida State finally beat somebody bad. Beat Wake Forest.
Go back to the Barn Monkeys in Kentucky. I want to see the box score. I want to see. No, you got to keep going back up. I saw it. You passed it up. This next one up. There you go. Boom, right there. I wanted to see. Oh wow, Jackson Arnold didn't even make the passing leaderboard for Auburn. Go to Auburn, Jackson Arnold, 2 for 3. Jesus Christ.
Looking.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay, Jackson Arnold was 2 for 3 for 15 yards. The other guy was obviously played a lot more than Jackson Arnold.
Yep, 13-28, 108 yards.
Wow.
These teams was like both these coaches on the hot seat. It's like one of them matches back in the day in wrestling where you had a loser leave town match. Well, the loser today is going to leave town very soon. I think the Barn Monkey's about to run Hugh Freeze's ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's definitely, that's one of the schools that I imagine is going to be looking for, I think right now, what's the number at? Is it 10 open jobs right now? I think that's the number that I heard, last I heard.
That's
and I expect. What's that?
It's probably fixing to be 11 or 12 because
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's gonna probably be more like at least 12 because Norvell and Freeze are out.
Norvell won today, 42-7.
Does that
But
matter?
it's freaking Wake Forest, so
Does that really matter? I think they get through the end of the season and just let him go at the end of the season. I don't think it does him any good necessarily at this point to fire him now.
Now Navy was undefeated going in today. This is for the G5 spot. North Texas beat them, so North Texas probably has an inside track to that G5 playoff spot.
But they're not. But where what about South Florida? Are they not ranked anymore?
I don't know. They lost to Memphis last week, so they got 2 losses now.
Oh, well, never mind. They're not going to be ranked. Okay.
Rutgers beat Illinois. I can't believe Vanderbilt.
I know, man. I really wanted them to pull that off because it looked like Texas was just going to run away with it for a little while, and then next thing you know, just like they always do, they started choking.
Kuz's team played spoiler today. They upset Houston.
Kuz's team. I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to mention that Kuz's team finally came through with a big win.
Louisville come back and beat Virginia Tech. They were down 16-7 in that game.
You know who else blew it today was Arkansas.
Yeah, I heard that.
Arkansas was winning handily, and Mississippi State won that game at the very end.
Mississippi State deserved it after the shit they had happen to them with Texas. That was their first SEC win in 16 games.
Isn't that crazy?
Jeff Lebby got his first SEC win today.
Man, you got to give it up. You got to look at Lebby this year as a success. What he's doing at Mississippi State, he's got them at least competitive again. I'm not saying they're world beaters because they're not, but they're competitive again. And that's really all a good Mississippi State program really is ever going to be, is just competitive, win some games here, some big games here and there, have a good run here and there, and that, I don't ever see Mississippi State being a perennial powerhouse. Do you?
I don't, but if Jeff Lebby can just get them to a bowl game, they'll be happy.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So the Indiana train keeps chugging along. Indiana blew out Maryland 55-10. Are you buying this Indiana? I mean, I don't know, man. It's like I don't know.
I feel like, yeah, I am. Have you listened to Kurt Signetti much at all?
He's a smart ass. He sort of reminds me of Steve Spurrier.
I love him.
He's got that Lane Kiffin thing going on about him as well.
I love it, man. He refuses to be. He's always pissed off. He's never happy. He never gives his team credit. I think he's legit, man. I mean, look at what they're doing. I mean, just to be able to do that at Indiana. Has Indiana ever been good at football before? Ever? I can't remember Indiana ever having any kind of team. Do you?
Well, they had moments where they sneak into a lower tier bowl, but that's about it.
But even then, I mean, never, ever. I can't think of one good Indiana football player ever. Can you?
I don't know, man. I can't even play. I can't even think of a basketball player.
That's what I'm saying, man. So, yeah, I think Signetti is the real deal. If we were going to lose Brent Venables, that's the guy I would have wanted, but that's clearly not going to happen because he just signed a huge extension, $98 million or something like that. So he's smart because he knows it's the same thing. Like Indiana fans, they're going to love him. If he has a bad year and goes 7-5 one year or 6-6, they don't care. as long as he goes 9-3 every once in a while, or God forbid, do what he's doing now, end the year 10-1 or 11-1 or 10-2, that he'll be a god there forever.
Well, for all the losses at Mississippi State's took, they're 5-4. They can still go to a bowl. Don't be surprised if they upset Ole Miss. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, man, because Levy's got the offensive prowess to keep up with Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He kept up with Tennessee. He kept up with Texas. He can keep up with people, man. I mean, some of the people at Oklahoma really didn't like Jeff Levy, but man, he's quietly building something.
Well, and you know what else is, and tell me if you think I'm right about this. He looks like a Mississippi State coach, doesn't he? He just kind of looks like he looks like a dude you would see at a gas station in Tupelo, Mississippi,
Finally.
Eating breakfast in the morning.
Now you can ask your question that you was asking earlier about the Florida Gators to Crazy Anime Gamer. Said he ran over his phone after the Florida-Georgia game. Florida had that game won. If they just converted that 4th-1, they probably would have won that game. Or maybe if they just didn't go for it on 4th-1 and kicked the field goal, they might win that game. They should have won that game.
Yeah.
So why don't you ask Crazy Anime Gamer about that rumor?
About what rumor?
You remember? Oh, Urban Liar.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Crazy Anime. I heard that there is some talk going on behind closed doors with Urban to come back to Gainesville. Talk to me, man. Is that really true? Is Urban Liar going to go back to Florida? Is that going to happen? Are we going to see Urban Meyer back in Florida?
As long as he don't bring that wife-beating assistant coach with him, he might be all right.
Look, he just can't kick the field goal kickers anymore. He can't do that. He can't kick those guys anymore.
Speaking of field goal kickers, I'm seriously going to call the boosters around here and tell them to get an NIL package deal for your kicker.
Oh, man.
We need this kicker. I don't need that guy. We need that guy.
That guy's a snub. Hell with that. It's been a long time since we had a good field goal kicker.
Man,
we had a crappy field goal kicker the last couple of years, too.
It's one thing to make 4 field goals in a game, but he made 2 55-yarders. Two.
He set a school record because he had 3 that were north of 50, but he had 2 55s, and I think he had a 53. And then he had like a 40 or something. But yeah, he's a stud. He came from I think he came from UTSA, right? I'm pretty sure.
Who's that?
Tate Sandell, our kicker.
Oh, y'all got him from UTSA, huh?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we got him. I think it was UTSA, something like that.
Huffer Billy Paul says Florida better not take Urban back. And Crazy Anime Gamer says, hell no. That lying piece of shit needs to stay away from Florida. I highly doubt that's true. Well, it ain't just Killer Bree saying it. I heard it on CBS today. CBS Sports was talking about it. Some people on ESPN was talking about it. They got this information. Them and Fox think that Urban Meyer is such a great guy, man. It's just liberal pieces of shit being liberal pieces of shit.
It's a real thing, for sure.
The dude he might win games in short term, but long term, the guy is just not a very good human being. He's just not, man. He's just not a good human being. I like to win ball games too, but I don't want to win it with someone like that, man.
I don't know. If you losing long enough, you might get desperate enough.
Thunder OU Sooner sort of echoes something that you said earlier about it. He said Florida is desperate enough they might take him back. Why don't y'all just hire Tim Tebow? He's old enough to be a head coach.
Hey, you laugh, but maybe Tebow is perfect for Florida.
He's a great motivational speaker. I'll be honest with you. I don't like many rival quarterbacks, but I really do like Tim Tebow.
Prodigal son comes home.
He's a good guy. I like Tim Tebow. Should have
like
played for Alabama. Should have played for Alabama. But other than that,
That's right. Y'all went in a recruiting battle with him up to the very last minute, right?
yeah, he said he wanted to come to Alabama, but his parents went to Florida, and he said the pool was just too great. Mike Shula actually went to his house and spent the night. And we called all sorts of shit for that because it was like making into these gay scenarios. Just talking about Mike
I was
Shula.
about to say, that sounds a little gay.
Yeah, they said Mike Shula had a sleepover pajama party with Tebow.
I do remember that. That was a big deal because he was big coming out of high school. I just remember hearing about this big dude out of Florida. And I do remember that came down to the last minute, and then y'all ended up getting that kid from Hoover, right? Instead of Tebow.
No, we got Greg McElroy.
Was it really McElroy?
Yeah, McElroy.
Who was the kid from Hoover High that y'all had? He had
John Parker Wilson.
John Park. That's him. Yep,
Oh,
that's it.
Steve Lee's answered our question. He was asking if there's any famous players from Indiana. This is a good one. I got to give him his props on this. I forgot all about Antoine Randall L.
I should have known Steve Lee's would make me look foolish. All right, Steve. You know what? Props to you. That's a good pull right there because I would not have. I didn't know that.
I think Antoine Randall L. actually ended up. I think he switched positions in the NFL. Like he become a receiver or a kick returner or some shit. And then after that, I think he ended up being a gay porn star. That's why Steve Nees knows who he is, because he's a gay porn star.
Yeah, he definitely became a receiver in the NFL. I was getting him mixed up with the guy that shot himself in the leg from New York. He was playing for the Giants at the time. Who was that guy? That wasn't was that Randall L?
I don't know.
I don't think so. God damn, who was that? Somebody in the chat, help me out.
I think Steve Lees has the Zackley disease.
Steve says it ain't. Steve says it ain't hard. Why, Steve? Why do you always have to be an asshole, man? Why does that always have to happen?
Because he likes asshole.
Cool about it.
Because he likes asshole, man. Told you got the Zackley disease. You know what the Zackley disease is? Remember that from high school?
Do what?
You remember that from high school, the Zackley disease?
No, I don't remember the Zackley disease.
You know what that is?
Uh-uh.
Looks exactly like the head of my dick.
Plaxico, that's it. But because both of them played at Pittsburgh, Randall L. and Plaxico, I think both of them were at Pittsburgh together. Crazy Anime, tell me if I'm right. Did Plaxico Burress and Antoine Randall L. both play at Pittsburgh? And if I remember correctly, they were both in like a reality show about like rookies or something like that.
Humphrey Billy said that I need to get some.
C11. Is that a Bama fan? Is that one of your Roll Tide Roll guys? Hey, by the way, we got 40 in the chat. Y'all help us out and smash that like button.
Actually, we got 178.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, because I got the numbers on the Twitter and the Facebook as well.
Oh, nice.
Huffer Billy Paul says I need to get some sun. Yeah, I need to explain that. My screen and the lighting on my screen is so close to my face. I'm over here in a corner that it makes my face really, really white. I might have to get some kind of lighting or something. I'm not as white as this portrays me. It's just I'm so close to my screen. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
Oh no, it's fine. I have a face for radio. You know.
Well, he's talking about because I'm so white on here. It's because I'm so close to my screen. I don't know how close you are to your screen, but I'm really close to mine.
I'm not that close.
I don't have the luxury of good lighting. I might have to get me some better lighting though. Huffer Billy Paul's right about that. I look like a straight up
Yeah, we need one of those big rings,
I
man.
look like a pasty Irish.
You got to get one of them big ass rings that you put, that lights you up.
Something. I already got some Jesus lights up there. You see them things up there? Looks like at the top of it, so like some kind of Jesus lights. Like that's because we, not to be sacrilegious, but as far as college football goes, we are football gods up in here.
Huffer Billy and Crazy Anime are going at it. I think Huffer Billy's disrespecting Tebow. Is that what's happening here? Because Crazy Anime says, "What you got against Tebow, Huffer Billy?" Rich, what's going on? Do you not like Tebow? For some reason, I would have thought
he's too enamored with the color of my skin, so I need to darken up.
Yeah, well,
give me some mascara and put it on.
Jesus lights are good, he said.
You trying to get me in trouble, man. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me to go blackface. He's trying to get me to do blackface on here. He's trying to get me in trouble, man.
Hey, by the way, Lane 2268's coming at you with a softball take. He's still remembering how much fun we had during the World Series. Says OU had the softball 2024 class rated number 1 in the country, 25 rated 1 in the country, 2026 rated 1 in the country, and 2027 just wrapped up number 1 recruiting class in the country.
We talking softball and football season?
He is.
Come on,
but you
man.
know what's funny?
I like softball, but come on, man. No. Damn.
That's all right. We'll get there soon enough.
Tebow is too righteous. You say it about Dabo too. You say it about anybody that has religious beliefs, Huffer. I don't think Tebow's too righteous. Now, Dabo might be too righteous. He might be a little hypocritical, actually, like Killer Bree said. But I've never seen anything to make me think that Tebow's religion is self-righteous or hypocritical. I've never seen that from him, but I have seen it from Dabo.
Yeah. Dabo just started.
Tebow's straight up a good person. I just believe
I'll say this. I feel sorry for Dabo now at this point because you can see it in his face. He knows he can't run his mouth anymore. He just can't. He can't be a smart ass. He needs to just sit up there, respectful and humble, and he just needs to eat shit. That's just all he can do.
Crazy Anime Gamer. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer the Tebow be an asshole? See, Huffer Billy Paul, he's probably one of those guys that think that, Deion Sanders should be the next head coach at Clemson. One of those idiots, one of them people out there that think that Deion Sanders is going to be the solution everywhere. Stephen A. Smith and all of them talking about how Deion Sanders should get an SEC job. He can't win because he's at Colorado.
No, that's not it. He's not a good coach. He doesn't want to recruit. He doesn't recruit. I mean, all he did when he was putting his staff together was go get a whole bunch of homies from the NFL. I mean, man, listening to Warren Sapp talk about coaching at Colorado is embarrassing. I mean, it really is. He just embarrasses himself every time he opens his mouth.
How is he overly religious? I don't understand.
Who's overly religious? Tebow?
Just because he expresses himself, just because he puts a John 3:16 on. I mean, come on.
I get that. I get that a little bit, though, dude. I get that a little bit. Listen, if
he's supposed to be ashamed of it, is he not supposed to talk about it? Is that what y'all want?
Well, hold on a second.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. If you're not a big Christian, then it comes off. It does come off as a little much. But I'm a Christian. I believe, I'm fine with it. But I get it.
Well, I can understand that point of view a little bit. But I'm just saying that how he does it doesn't come across to me as
I think he's genuine. He's genuine. I don't think he's one of these Christians that's full of it and just trying to use it to get money or fame or anything like that. I don't.
Or
I think
like Dion. Dion sort of hides behind religion. Dion
right.
did that shit.
I don't. Yeah. I believe Tebow 100% when he says the things that he says. I totally believe that. You know, I think it's legit, genuine. I think it's legit.
Like Lane says, if you're a Christian and you're commanded to go out and witness, then go out and witness. You can be a Christian like we are and not go out and talk about it all the time, but there's nothing wrong with professing your love for your religion.
Never said there's anything wrong with it. There's and I never said you can't go out and do what you're doing and preach the word and bear witness. That's fine. But again, it doesn't change the fact that if you're not a Christian, if you're an atheist and you don't follow that stuff, it's gonna come off as a little much. That's just the reality of it.
So is Huffer Billy Paul, are you an atheist? Is that your problem, brother? You're an atheist or a devil worshiper? The Huffer Billy Paul, he's probably got some 666 symbols somewhere hidden away. But I do agree with y'all in a way. I'm playing a little devil's advocate here. If you're not an overly religious person and someone just keeps pushing it on you, that does get a little overbearing. I will give you that.
I will say this, and I mean this sincerely. I'll be straight up and say, I believe in God. I would call myself a Christian. I'm not a very good practicing one. I don't go to church. I should. I used to. But I don't anymore. So I'm not a very good practicing Christian, if you will, or Catholic, whatever. But I do believe that the country becoming less, church going and not being as strong in their respective religious faith as we used to be as a country, I do believe that that's one of the problems, today. I do think that we're a better society when we're all going to church, so to speak, when we're all, devout in our faith. I do believe that. But again, I can just see the other side of it. There are times when it comes off as disingenuous and inauthentic, and when it does,
what the hell is this shit? What the hell is proselytism? Whatever you're saying, man. You always trying to use these big ass words, man. Just because you can use a big word doesn't mean that you know better, no more than everybody else, man. A parrot can say big ass words out of the dictionary, man. Just use layman terms, man. You ain't got to impress us with supercalifragilisticexpialidocious words. Just use normal words, brother. You ain't got to impress me, man. I'm already slightly impressed that you're able to, give your opinion about Clemson in a hard time. And man, I know it's hard times down there in the fake Death Valley, but come on, man. What is proselytism? What the hell is that shit? You trying to use big words and thinking you're making people feel dumb and shit.
I feel a little dumb.
I don't know what that shit is, man. It looks like a damn Czechoslovakian word, man. Is that what is that, man? Is that Czechoslovakian for you're an asshole?
I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, Huffer Billy Paul in here speaking Czechoslovakian, man. What the hell, man?
Czechoslovakian.
I can't even say that damn word, and it's not as long as Czechoslovakia. How you say that word? Proselytism?
Proselytizing.
Sounds like a bad medication. It's like something they give you for hemorrhoids or something.
1989 M is in the house. 1989 M, where you been, man?
Sooners sure did get a shot in the arm with a huge win today. Y'all got me rooting for the Crimson Nations, baby. That's right, the two Crimson Nations.
Didn't Michigan have a good win today, too?
Yeah. Oh, you trying to mess with 1989 M, ain't you? because they barely.
No, they won, didn't
they
they?
barely squeaked by Purdue.
Oh, I thought they won by more
It
than
wasn't
that.
a very good. It wasn't a very sound win. It's 21-16.
I was not messing with them. I thought that they won handily.
No, they beat Purdue, but hey, they can say the same thing we say. Conference win is a conference win because we barely got by South Carolina.
Damn right, man. It doesn't matter. A win is a win.
That's right. Win and survive. Right now, Oklahoma has survived. Tennessee is on life support. So, look, man. It looks to me like Lane 2268 actually corrected your spelling of that Czechoslovakian word. It's
Proselytizing is how you say it.
say it again.
Proselytizing.
Proselytizing. The action of attempting to convert someone from one religion, belief, or another. See, why couldn't you just say, this guy's trying to convert somebody all the time? Why you guys say, well, proselytizing, plah, plah. Czechoslovakian hemorrhoids.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I still don't know exactly what proselytizing means, but it's a good word.
He's always trying to do it, man. He does that in the chat, man. I'll give him hell about that shit. I'll start just making up words. I'll add ISM to a word that don't usually have ISM on it, like Alabamaism or something else, man. Jerkaticolitis.
Hey, is my picture freezing up, or am I sounding right to you?
You're doing fine. You're not proselytizing or whatever.
I'm not proselytizing?
You're not prostating.
Okay. All right. Well, fuck it.
Prostating, the act of shitting on people for no apparent reason.
David says that Lane was correct in his explanation. So what did Lane say that proselytizing was? Lane said, I never sound right. Well, I'm not sure exactly what that means, Lane. Still, I'm a solid guy. Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, shit. Don't forget to set your clocks back, which is stupid, by the way. They were supposed to do away with that crap, man. They was talking about last year, 2 years ago, they was going to do away with that shit, man. That's so stupid, man. Arizona, Hawaii don't do it. I hate setting the clocks back. It gets dark at 5 o'clock, man.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I don't like it at all. I really don't. I don't like it. I like it to be dark in the morning until like 7 o'clock. I hate it when it gets light before 7.
Now, one good thing about it is on bar nights, you get to stay out at the bar don't close. I don't think early, does it?
No, that's right.
Maybe it does. Maybe it's the other way. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's right. Yeah,
All right,
he did.
Guess I'm fixing to get up out of here.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. I had fun tonight. It was a good win. And now it's going to be homecoming time for the Crimson Nations. We're finally at that week. We're finally at that, almost at least, to the week where the Crimson Nations come together.
Yeah, but y'all came together too much on us last time. We sort of owe y'all.
Well, we'll see how it goes, man. But I appreciate it, dude. I'll be in touch. I'll give you a holler.
All right, brother. Roll Tide, Boomer Sooner.
Take it easy, man. Roll Tide, Boomer Sooner.
That was Killer Breeze, your consummate Oklahoma roughneck. And as you can see, see my hands from Huffer Billy Paul? See how white they are? When I put up this screen, it's this screen I got here, man. I don't have the proper lighting. So, yeah, you're probably right. I need to get the proper lighting here so that I'm not such a ghost up in here. But if y'all don't mind, if you want to donate to the show, like I said before, I can't get super chats. I can't get donations through YouTube anymore because they demonetized me December 14th because I reshared Charlie Kirk TikTok videos in my short section. So they're censoring me until December 14th. If you want to give to the program, you'll see it coming across the screen down here. Money $ JPC 316 on Cash App and JPC 316 on Venmo. If you would help me out and help me curb this censorship, it'd be highly appreciated. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now dismissed.